Maya lived on the third floor of an old city building. The floors creaked underfoot, the walls were so thin she could hear her neighbors' conversations. But there was one thing she always loved about that place, her window. It wasn't large, but it was wide enough to catch the sunrise every morning. It wasn't perfect, but it was hers. Maya opens her laptop, logs into work, and her screen lights up with her latest graphic designs, vibrant, creative, and full of passion. Biscuit, her cat, meows, hopping up onto the desk, nudging her hand for attention. She smiles softly, briefly petting him before continuing her work. Her life isn't extravagant, but it's steady. A stable job as a graphic designer, just enough to get by. She enjoys the small, simple things, quiet mornings, walks through the park, and nights spent laughing at silly TV shows. For Maya, everything was enough. She had her routine. She had her world. But then came the promotion. A new role, with new responsibilities. The meeting rooms were bigger. The clients were bigger. And suddenly, she was thrust into a world that seemed nothing like her own. Her colleagues were surrounded by sleek, minimalist decor, ocean views, and high-end furniture that seemed straight out of Pinterest. Meanwhile, her backdrop? Her small apartment with mismatched curtains. As the meeting continued, Maya found her gaze drifting to those old curtains. They seemed faded now, and for a moment, her smile faltered. It was the first time she felt like she wasn't enough, like her small, cozy world wasn't enough. Maya had never thought much about it before, but now, she couldn't help but feel small in a world that was so polished, so curated. The weight of comparison began to settle in. Maya scrolls through social media. Engagement rings. Exotic vacations. Friends moving into high-rise apartments with floor-to-ceiling windows. The posts, the photos, it all seemed to scream, "Look at me. Look at how much more I have." She couldn't help but wonder, why don't I have that? Why don't I have what they have? Maya's cozy world began to shrink. Each scroll, each perfect post, only reminded her of what she thought she was missing. What she thought would make her life complete. Determined to keep up, Maya starts taking on extra projects. Late nights designing logos for startups. Cup noodles in place of meals. Alarm clock set for 5 a.m. Sleep became a distant memory. The days blurred together, consumed by the constant need to work, to be more. She missed lunch with friends. She ignored calls from her mom. She forgot Biscuit's vet appointment. And when her own birthday came around, she skipped dinner with her family, too focused on deadlines to notice. One night, after hours of work, Maya collapses at her desk. Her phone buzzes. It's a text from Priya, her oldest friend. "Hey, are you okay?" Maya just stared at the message. The blinking cursor on her screen seemed to mock her. She couldn't find the words to respond. She didn't even know if she wanted to. 6 months later, Maya signed the lease on a luxury apartment, the kind with a skyline view and sleek, modern finishes. The kind she thought she always wanted. She thought this was it. The fresh start. The life she had been working toward. The high rise. The perfect view. But when she stepped inside, the silence was overwhelming. No familiar hum of life. No noise from the neighbors, no one bustling in and out. Just emptiness. It wasn't what she imagined. Not the fresh start she thought it would be. The space felt cold. It was quiet. Too quiet. Her phone buzzes again. Another message from Priya. "Miss you." Maya ignores it. The silence in the apartment presses in on her. She thought this move would bring her happiness, but it only left her feeling more alone. That evening, a storm rolls in. The rain pounds against the windows, and Maya's laptop flickers, then crashes. Her unsaved work, hours of it, is gone. In that moment, she breaks down. Tears flood her eyes, but they're not just for the lost work. They're for everything she had lost. Her friendships. her health, her sense of peace. Maya had been chasing something for so long that she didn't even realize she was losing everything that truly mattered. The next day, Maya returns to her old neighborhood. The smell of fresh bread from the bakery fills the air, and Auntie waves at her, just like always. She sees her old neighbor strumming a guitar on the steps, the sound of the strings filling her heart with nostalgia. Maya stands in front of her old building, the place where she first found comfort. She doesn't live there anymore. Biscuit isn't with her either. He's with Priya now, being cared for and loved. Maya knocks on Priya's door. She's holding Biscuit in her arms. When Priya opens it, Maya doesn't say a word. She just looks at her, and Priya, seeing the pain in her eyes, pulls her into a hug, no questions asked, just love. Maya whispers into Priya's shoulder, "I think I traded peace for pressure." Priya doesn't say anything. She doesn't need to. She just holds her, reminding Maya of the one thing that was always there, unconditional love. Maya is back in her old apartment, sitting on the creaky floor, the sunlight streaming in through the window. Biscuit curls up in her lap. The apartment is small, but it's warm. It feels like home again. Maya had learned something important. Dreaming bigger isn't wrong, but we should never try to change our life by comparing ourselves to others. The true richness lies in embracing who we are, where we've been, and the joy we find in simply living our own story.